Thank you for joining us again at another look behind the scenes of Christmas and why we celebrate Christmas and why we have some of the traditions that we have at Christmas, the day we celebrate Christmas, why we call it Christmas. Well, today we're going to take a particularly interesting look at why we have Christmas trees and why we bring, big plant carcasses into our house to celebrate the Christmas season. Well, there's a very Christian reason for that. Way back when in northern Germany, there were different tribes of people, and they used to decorate different types of trees, or their homes with different types of tree branches. They related their fake gods to these different types of trees, and as they worshiped the gods of whichever one they wanted to at the moment, they would take those branches and they would decorate their house with them. Well, there was this one particularly large oak tree that they referred to as the Oak of Thor. You see, they worshipped the god Thor, and the tree itself was a representation to them of Thor. They believed that anyone were to approach it with ill intent or even an attempt to cut it down, that Thor would arrive and he would strike him dead. Well, a Christian missionary came to the area. His name was Boniface, and he came to the region to tell the people about Jesus. The people, though, they wouldn't listen to Boniface. They simply kept affirming their own beliefs in Thor and their other gods. So Boniface, in great boldness, bold Boniface, took it on himself to do the unthinkable. He went out with an axe and he chopped down the Oak of Thor. And then nothing happened to him. And when nothing happened to Boniface, the people realized that the God who Boniface was telling them about was the real deal. So they rejected Thor and they began to believe in Jesus himself. And according to the story, Boniface pointed to a nearby fir tree and said, "This little tree, a young child of the forest, shall be your holy tree tonight. It is a wood of peace. It is a sign of endless life. For its leaves are evergreen. See how it points upward to heaven. Let this be called the tree of the Christ child. Gather about it, not in the wild wood, but in your own homes. There it will shelter no deeds of blood, but loving gifts and rites of kindness." So the people looked at those fir trees and they started cutting them down and hanging them from the ceiling in their homes to remind them of Jesus. So our Christmas trees are a symbol of people coming to know Jesus, are a symbol pointing to Christ himself, both in its evergreen features, that it is always in bloom, always growing, and in the fact of its shape of where it points heavenward. That just in the same way, we as believers in Jesus, our lives ought to be continually growing, and we ought to also be continually pointing heavenward. So thank you for checking out, again, another one of our behind-the-scenes look at Christmas. We're going to continue. We got just a few more of these as we approach Christmas this year. So continue to join with us. Hit subscribe down below on our YouTube channel. Like this video, share this video, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next one.